8 incidents that will change your mind about time travel. The Moberly Jourdan Incident. Anne Moberly and Eleanor Jourdan took travel to France in 1901. They visited the Palace of Versailles, and while they were there, they also visited the Petit Trianon. That's where something strange happened. They claimed that they witnessed people wearing anachronistic clothing, heard mysterious voices, and saw buildings and other structures that hadn't existed since the late 1700s. They said they also saw Marie Antoinette, who passed away in 1793. They believed they had fallen into a time slip and were briefly transported back in time before being jolted back to the present by a tour guide. The story of a man who met himself. It was 30th of August 2006. Håkan Nordqvist had just come back to his home, only to find his kitchen flooded with water. He thought it was just a leak, so he crawled under the sink to fix it. But when he crawled inside the cabinet, he saw that it just continued, and so he kept moving forward. He reached the end of the tunnel and realized that he had landed in future. He even met his future self. The future Håkan wasn't very surprised to meet the past Håkan. He also told him things that only he could have known. Mobile phone incident in 1928. You might know that the first commercial cell phone didn't hit the market until the 1980s. So, when viewers noticed a mobile phone in footage from a 1928 Charlie Chaplin film, they were surprised. The viewers saw a woman talking and laughing on the phone. Some believed that she was a time traveler, while others believed that she was using an early version of a hearing aid. But seeing that she was laughing and talking, the latter theory does not make sense. Journalist experiencing air raid 11 years before it happens. In 1932, a journalist named J. Bernard Hutton and a photographer named Joachim Brandt were sent by a German newspaper to do a story on the Hamburg shipyard. The visit was uneventful until it rained bombs. The duo soon realized that they were caught in the middle of an air raid. They made a plan to escape, but not before clicking some photos. But when they told this story, no one believed them. Even the photos showed no signs of an air raid. 11 years later, Hutton saw a story about Operation Gomorrah, an air raid on Hamburg. The photos looked exactly like what he experienced in 1932. Green Children of Woolpit. Back in the 12th century, a young boy and girl were found wandering alone in Woolpit, England. Their language wasn't identifiable, and their skin color was green. A local village took the kids in, but the boy passed away soon after. The girl survived and learned to speak English. She revealed that they had come from a twilight-covered place, St. Martin's Land. They were taking care of their father's sheep when they found a cave. They felt like they were walking for a long time before they emerged in Woolpit. The Mysterious Cafe. A woman named Charlotte Warburton entered a cafe that she had never seen before. Nothing looked extraordinary, but when she tried to go back to the cafe a few days later, she couldn't enter. Why? Because the cafe had vanished. She later discovered that there was a cafe in that spot, but that was several years ago. The cafe had been replaced by a supermarket long before the woman claimed to have walked in and visited it. It looks like she traveled back in time without even realizing it. The Time-Traveling Hipster. Do you see anything wrong or strange in this photograph? Dating back to 1941, this picture was found on the Virtual Museum of Canada website. The picture shows the reopening of the South Fork Bridge in the early 40s in Goldbridge, Canada. And if you look closely, you'll see a person that looks like he does not belong here. You can see a gentleman in hipster clothes. He is wearing a graphic t-shirt, textured sweater and sunglasses. Is there a possibility that he was traveling time? Or did he just have a good fashion sense? Secret of Andrew Carlson. A person named Andrew Carlson was arrested and detained by the police in 2003 for insider trading on Wall Street. He earned $350 million from the stocks he bought for a mere $800. It was as if whatever he invested in turned into gold. When asked about how he did it, he said that he was from the future, and that is why he exactly knew how the stocks were going to perform. He was released on bail, and after that, he disappeared from the face of Earth. We don't know if he was telling truth, but he also predicted the exact date of the US invasion of Iraq.